नहीं, as you
Hello
said.
everyone, this is Jasmeet Bhatia and I am with Mr. Sahil from Keyano College. And Sahil has taken some time to come on this live and give you very important information about the college in Alberta. And Sahil, welcome to the live and I hope you will be giving some important information. And if you have any question regarding Keyano College or studying in Alberta, you can call me at 90413 90412. I am taking live calls. So students आप हमें कॉल कर सकते हैं इसी नंबर पे 90413 90412 पे. So Sahil, welcome to the show and आप क्या information है? I want you to give some introduction about Keyano College.
Thank you so much, Jasmeet ji, and thank you so much to Landmark Immigration. I'll just give a quick introduction for myself. I'm the international representative for Keyano College. Keyano is a public college based in Fort McMurray in northern Alberta. I know there are many students who must have heard of the names of many colleges in Alberta, but Keyano is a college which has very unique propositions. We have very unique programs as well. We've got programs ranging from business administration से लेके early learning and childcare diplomas, social work diplomas, programs across nursing, aviation, environment tech. All those programs are available to international students, particularly for the fall intake. मैं कुछ USPs mention करना चाहता हूँ, and I'm going to keep it bilingual so that everybody can understand and get an idea. There are some major USPs about Keyano College. सबसे पहले the location. It's located in Fort McMurray, Jasmeet, which is the largest oil and gas sector for Canada. In fact, it's the largest contributor to Canada's energy GDP. जो पूरा region develop हुआ है वो oil and gas companies के basis पे हुआ है. There are students who must have heard the name of Shell Canada, Pervurator, CNRL, Nexen. ये सब top
Can we
oil and
take one
gas.
call, Sahil? Can we
Sure,
take one
sure,
call?
absolutely, absolutely.
Hello, 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 hello. हाँ जी, हाँ जी, लैंडमार्क से बात कर रहे हैं जी. तो मैं आपको उसी इस रिगार्डिंग से राइट नाउ दिस लाइव इज रिगार्डिंग कनाडा स्टडी वीजा. सो मैं आपको अभी कॉल बैक अरेंज हो जाएगा जर्मनी के रिगार्डिंग. आप कहाँ से बोल रहे हैं? हाँ जी, आपको अभी थोड़ी देर में कॉल आती है रिगार्डिंग जर्मनी. ठीक है जी, थैंक यू सो मच, थैंक यू. मैं अभी जसमीत भाटिया ही बोल रहा हूँ बट आई एम इन अ लाइव फॉर अ कॉलेज इन अल्बर्टा. ठीक है जी, ओके, थैंक यू. सो So if somebody is calling us right now, so I will advise everybody you should call us studying in Alberta and Keyano College. This live is all about Keyano College and studying in Alberta. Yes, Sahil. You were saying that most of the
So,
petroleum companies and everything is
yes,
in
some
your city.
absolutely. So some of the very big oil and gas firms and mining and chemical firms are in the region, and that is why from oil and gas have stemmed a lot of other sectors like banking and finance, trade and tourism, hospitality, healthcare. In fact, our business diploma program, the co-op, is completely powered, Jasmeet ji, by Scotia Bank, which is one of the largest banks in Canada. So that there is no dearth of part-time or full-time opportunities in the region. Students many a time ask us, sir, part-time jobs में wage rate क्या है? And I tell them $15 to $16 is the minimum wage rate in Alberta. It's going to go up further in 2023. But more importantly, if you have the skills and you're working with the right sort of firms, ये 21 $22 तक भी चले जाता है part-time wage rate. More importantly, and this is one of the biggest things I feel in terms of USP for a student, most of the programs just media are available without mathematics for international students. आप business diplomas देखिए, अगर students के पास economics और accounting है class 12th में, they can apply to the business diploma program. The fees without co-op is 14, with co-op is 16. Environment tech का program है which leads you with employment with directly with mining and chemical firms. The fees for the program just means is just $13,000. उसमें co-op भी included है. And I explain a lot, most of the times to students जो CS IT related programs करना चाहते हैं, to use your technological skills in a more modern day sense. Water
जी,
resources,
आपने
soil
बोला
management.
कि फीस जो है $13,000 है. मेरे को लगता है वो स्टूडेंट्स को काफ़ी ज़्यादा अट्रैक्ट करेगा वो पार्ट, बिकॉज अफोर्डेबल फीस आपको पता ही है आज की डेट में अफोर्डेबल फीस वाला कॉलेज मिलना बहुत ही मुश्किल है. अगर कुछ कॉलेजेस होते भी हैं तो उनकी ऑफर लेटर में बहुत डिले है साहिल, है ना. सो अफोर्डेबल फीस अब कॉलेज की है, क्यानो कॉलेज की, विच इज़ द की पॉइंट। अगर मैं स्टूडेंट्स को गाइड करूँ तो दैट इज़ अ वेरी वेरी बिग की पॉइंट, एंड दैट्स द फीस इज ओनली $13,000, विच इज़ वेरी वेरी लो। और अल्बर्टा में मेरे को लगता नहीं है कि किसी इंस्टीट्यूट की इतनी कम फीस है। सो विच इज़ अ वेरी बिग की पॉइंट, साहिल।
Absolutely. And in fact, Jasmeet ji, since you've touched upon the fees, I would want to mention this is a public college with one of the lowest tuition fee in Canada. जो average tuition fee vary करती है for most of the programs, that varies between 13 to 15,000 Canadian dollars on average. And from now, from that point, since you've raised that point, very valid point, I want to move to another aspect. Keyano College में जो median household incomes in the region है, they go up very very high, up to 1 lakh 40, 1 lakh 50,000, $1,80,000 तक salaries जाती हैं. And you know many times people come back to us and say, सर ये तो कुछ ही families की income होगी. No, that's not true. If you look at the graph between 2010 and 2019, median household income means that a major chunk of families in the region are earning that sort of income. So for students, if you're investing 13,000, $14,000 a year, and in the long run, you're in the medium to long run, not even long run, in the medium to long run, if you're earning salaries upwards of 1 lakh 40, $1,50,000, obviously depending on your skill set, then there's no looking back. You can buy places for yourself. You can buy, real estate as well. So that's another USP for Keyano College. I was just explaining जो environment tech का हमारा program है, that's open to both category of students, PCB and PCM as well. And most of the programs come with an eligibility of close to 55%. So it's a great proposition for international students. Moreover, it's very diversified also. ऐसा नहीं कि सिर्फ नॉर्थ इंडिया से स्टूडेंट्स हैं वहाँ पर. There are students from Vietnam, Philippines, Mexico से काफी सारे students हैं. तो काफी, it's very inclusive, very diverse. Housing facilities हैं. All those facilities are there on campus itself.
दैट्स ग्रेट, साहिल। सो आपने जैसे बताया कि जो अपना एनवायरमेंटल टेक्नोलॉजी का जो प्रोग्राम है उसमें नॉन मेडिकल वाला भी अप्लाई कर सकता है एंड मेडिकल वाला स्टूडेंट भी अप्लाई कर
Absolutely.
सकता है। नॉर्मली काफ़ी सारे कॉलेजेस में ये रिक्वायरमेंट है कि हमको मैथ्स और बायोलॉजी दोनों चाहिए। सो यहाँ पे एनवायरमेंटल, व्हाट इज़ द फीस फॉर एनवायरमेंटल प्रोग्राम?
The fees for Environment Tech Jasmeet ji is $13,100 to be precise, and students from the point of view of visa progression, also from the point of view of study permit, if you do the Environment Tech program at Keyano College, you can later on directly move into a Bachelor of Earth Sciences at University of Lethbridge. तो इसमें भी आप अपने study permit में you can show that progression that eventually you want to do a bachelor's degree, and there are both options available to you. If you have the funds, you can continue your bachelor's right after your diplomas, or you can work towards your PR and later pay the domestic fees for a Bachelor of Earth Sciences. It's the similar case for Bachelors of Business Administration also. आप जो first 2 years में BBA में पढ़ते हैं वही आप business diplomas में पढ़ते हैं.
सो दैट्स ग्रेट। सो एनवायरमेंटल और कौन कौन से प्रोग्राम हैं? व्हाट इज द प्रोग्राम लिस्ट, साहिल?
Absolutely. So as I was explaining, we've got three diplomas in the business administration category. एक management है, accounting and esports management है. Management and accounting are pretty standard diplomas. Then you've got esports management जो e-gaming और gaming analytics वाले students के लिए open रहता है. And as I said, without maths, you can apply to this program. इसको करने के बाद भी if you want to do a BBA, these credits will get as it is transferred. आप चाहे तो Keyano से BBA कर लें, वरना आप ये ग्रेड पॉइंट एवरेज लेके 2.3 का नेट भी जा सकते हैं टू कंप्लीट योर बीबीए. अर्ली लर्निंग एंड सोशल वर्क डिप्लोमास के प्रोग्राम्स है. इफ यू गॉट 55% इन इंग्लिश इन क्लास 12, आप इन प्रोग्राम्स के लिए अप्लाई कर सकते हैं. एंड एवरी प्रोग्राम हैज प्रैक्टिकम एंड इंटर्नशिप कंपोनेंट. सोशल वर्क में करेक्शन, सर्वेलेंस, पुलिसिंग, इंश्योरेंस, इन सारे सेक्टर्स के साथ आप काम कर सकते हैं. इन्वायरमेंट टेक में मैंने कहा कि माइनिंग एंड ऑयल एंड गैस फॉर्म्स के साथ आप काम कर सकते हैं. बिजनेस में स्कॉशिया बैंक पावर करता है हमारा कोऑप का प्रोग्राम. इट्स ओनली नर्सिंग एंड एविएशन प्रोग्राम्स जहां पर आईएलटीएस में स्पीकिंग में 7.5 चाहिए होता है. बट अगेन, हेल्थ के बारे में मैं एक प्रोग्राम और डिस्कस करना चाहता हूँ जसमीत जी, एंड दैट्स वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट आई फील फॉर स्टूडेंट्स. Healthcare workers are paid very well in Alberta. The tax rates are lower for them. And more importantly, Canada has an aging population. So they're looking for more workers in the healthcare sector. जो भी हेल्थ केयर के प्रोग्राम्स है क्यानो में, दे हैव अ मैंडेटरी 250 to 300 hour of work component where you are paid. You work with community care centers, hospitals. एक हेल्थ केयर का सर्टिफिकेट है. All those students who have done nursing without maths, I would encourage them to apply to healthcare certificate. There is huge prospect in Alberta for healthcare workers, and more importantly, you can combine it later with another 1 year certificate program, making it eligible for a 3 year work permit. The fees is just $22,000. Landmark से there are 4 to 5 जिनको HRM सर्टिफिकेट के लिए स्टडी परमिट मिल गया है. I remember Anjali, if I can take her name, she came to me and said, "Sir, I've done a BA. I want to go up to Canada to study," and I recommended her HRM certificate. After reapplying, she got the visa, और अब वहां पर जाके she'll do another certificate making her eligible for a 3-year work permit. So like this, you can combine certificate programs also if you're a graduate student.
So that's great news that students can combine 1+1 program and get a 3-year work permit. So what
Yes,
all
absolutely.
facilities which are offered by the college? What kind of support college is going to give to the international students, Sahil?
That's a very relevant question, Jasmeet ji, and I want to tell all the students who are listening to us on this live show. Keyano College 1965 में established हुआ था. They went international some time back. So roughly the population of international students on campus is about 400 out of a population of 3,200. So the important thing to note is there are all facilities on campus. 95% of the cricket team comes from South Asia and India in particular. Volleyball, football, soccer, gymnasium, golf की facilities तक हैं campus पे. More importantly, the faculty and staff is very, very supportive. Housing facilities are available on campus, Jasmeet ji, for students who apply on time. Semi-furnished rooms, furnished rooms, single rooms, and guess the cost of accommodation at Keyano College. It is just $2,400 per semester. So जिस कैटेगरी में ट्यूशन फी आती है उसी कैटेगरी में हाउसिंग आती है. It's not a remote or isolated location. There's an airport. Airport pickup is free of cost for international students. So all those facilities are available to you. The staff is very helpful. The faculty on shows is very helpful, assisting students all the time. All festivals are celebrated with a lot of aplomb. There are a lot of prevalent Gujarati community also in Fort McMurray that's been thriving, and being very prosperous for a very very long time. So sari facilities hain, and more importantly, very diverse and very inclusive on campus.
So all the facilities are there, and students can take accommodation on campus also, which is a really really good news. So which airport do they use, Sahil? Like when they go to Keyano, where they land, like Edmonton or Calgary, and how far it is from these main cities?
So Fort McMurray is just 4 hours away from Edmonton. It's connected via the national highway. It almost takes about 3.5 hours. And students often go to Edmonton because they have relatives, they have friends. So during weekends or sometimes when your classes are flexible in terms of adjusting your class schedule, you can go to Edmonton via road, and it's just 3.5 to 4 hours. Calgary is a little further, about 6 hours. But Fort McMurray has an airport of its own. There's a flight to Delhi via a stopover. So all those facilities in terms of airport is also there, and it's connected very well to the rest of Canada. मैं एक चीज और मेंशन करना चाहता हूँ स्टूडेंट्स को, एंड टोरंटो इज लाइक अ 2.5 3 hour flight. This region is expecting an investment of over $100 million in the next decade. So it's only going to grow further and further. कई बार क्या होता है एक बड़ी सिटी में, once we all discuss this, in a bigger city, if you go initially, it can be a cultural shock for you, and sometimes cost of living can be higher. Compared to those bigger cities, I would recommend if you begin at a place like Fort McMurray, जहाँ पर आपकी cost of living कम है, आपका tuition fee कम है, and your return on investment is very good, and you getting state of the art facilities both in terms of professors and also in terms of the environment, then आप grow बहुत ज़्यादा कर जाते हो. I have student ambassadors on campus who have fantastic stories, doing very very well, earning very very well. And don't forget, Alberta has a very good immigrant nominee program also, where they invite applications from temporary citizens, students, residents, temporary residents for permanent residency also. So that's another attractive point for Alberta.
Yeah, if they do a 2 years diploma in Alberta, then they are eligible to apply for PR under AAIP, which is
Yes, ALA.
attractive immigration program right now, which is really really attractive. And सही बात बोली साहिल ने कि अल्बर्टा is one of the cost friendly city and state, because जहाँ पे living cost is very very low. And what is the mix of international students and domestic students, Sahil?
So, as I said, Jasmeet ji, it's roughly around 400 students on campus to a total student population of around 3,000, 2,800 to 3,000. So it's a very healthy dynamic between domestic and international students. And moreover, international students get a lot of flexibility when they interact with domestic students on campus. So जैसे कि मैं mention कर रहा था, वियतनाम से बहुत students है, Philippines से बहुत students है. So it's very inclusive in that sense, and it's a huge campus also. एक चीज मैं और कहना चाहता हूँ. Keyano offers full scholarships to students, to sporting and athletic students. So if there are students who've not been paid by any professional organization, but you're excellent in sports or any athletics background, Keyano will fund you completely. They will fund your tuition fee. They will fund your housing and accommodation. You only need to get in touch with the faculty in that sense. So another very supportive endeavor by the faculty at Keyano College.
So, what is the process to apply for an offer letter, Sahil?
Long story short, just come to the landmark office. They're very, very well equipped to answer your questions. In fact, Landmark has been sort of assisting students to come to Keyano even before I started working with Landmark. So they're the very first partners with regard to Keyano College. They've got branches all over Punjab, in Vadodara, also Karnal, Ludhiana. There are many students from Ludhiana who are currently going to come to Keyano College as well. The application goes via Apply Alberta portal. It's a very simple process. You enter your profile details, academic history. You create an Alberta student number, and the Landmark team is, they've been filing applications since, almost 2 3 years. So they're very well equipped to help you. Just come to the Mohali or Chandigarh office. The team is very, very, well equipped and trained, so they can help you with all the processes. Our turnaround time was initially about 3 to 5 days, just Michi, but with the large volume of applications, it has gone up to 10 to 12 days. But in the long run, we want to bring it down further. You pay an initial deposit of 750. एक चीज मैं बहुत important कहना चाहता हूँ. The initial deposit of 750 that you pay to enroll yourself at Keyano College is completely refundable on visa rejection. I repeat, the initial deposit that you pay for Keyano College, the 750 out of the 13 or $14,000 fees that you pay, is completely refundable on visa rejection. So that's another good point for students as well.
So it's really great news. Initially, this was not the case.
Yes.
So $750 was
I
not
fought a
refundable.
lot for it. I fought a
Yeah.
lot for it.
So right now the $750 is completely refundable. So students, I will advise you that it's a great option, and that too in Alberta. So this is like a blessing. I feel कि student, and what which intake right now, Sahil, you are taking admissions.
So we are currently open both for May and fall intake. हम in fact काफी देर तक, our programs are open until they are full for international students. But considering the study permit time it would take, obviously it's improved enormously and tremendously as well. It's open for May also. May is a limited intake where we only have business accounting diploma, management diploma, and HRM certificate. But for fall, almost every program is open. Only early learning is full for September, but we've replaced it with educational assistant certificate where we want to offer that program for 2 years to students who want to come to Keyano College. So almost everything is open under the sun. And also certificate programs, graduate students can also apply to certificate programs. But I just want to repeat, any graduate student who wants to apply to a certificate program, please, 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 when you're on campus, do another certificate, because it puts you in a very, very beneficial situation with regard to your permanent residency application and also in regard to your work permit. So everything is open. IELTS is 6 overall with no band less than 6 for most of the programs. PTE is currently not accepted. We are in the process of approving that. But yes, Duolingo is also accepted, and everything is open for fall intake.
So right now, students, you can apply for September, and now Kano is giving. What is the application fees? We did not discuss that.
The application fee just means is 107 Canadian dollars. Usme students can choose one program. So be careful what program you're choosing. If by chance you've chosen a wrong program, you can let me know and I can get it changed. But that should happen before you've received the offer letter.
So students, $107 you need to pay, and your band score should be six each. And we are taking applications right now for September, and Landmark Immigration is not charging any processing fees from students. Our services are free of cost, and you can visit us. You can get assessed your case. So environmental, it is one question which comes to my mind, that environmental is the only course which a non-medical student can choose.
Currently, for a student, no, a non-medical student, Jasmeet can also enter into social work diploma. A student with a physics chemistry background can enter into environment tech, can enter into social work diploma, and obviously, if he has 7.5 in speaking, he can go into nursing also. मैं एक program quickly I want to touch upon it, which is the business aviation diploma. We know a lot of students who want to do the pilot program go abroad. They spend a lot of money because aviation programs are expensive, and then when they come back, they don't have. It's not easy to get a job as a pilot in India. I was recently reading an article in the Times of India which says one third of pilots in India are unemployed, and that's a DGCA report. For in Keyano College, they offer a business aviation diploma, which where you get a commercial pilot license, you get a private pilot license, you learn about business knowledge in the aviation sector. So, pilot jobs pe limited nahi. You can work as a in the business sector of business management role in the aviation sector. And most importantly, Jasmeet ji, this program is also partnered with McMurray Aviation. So जो problem students को India आके face होती है, that they don't have the necessary experience, that problem gets resolved in Keyano College, where you have that internship opportunity with McMurray Aviation. You just need maths in this for this program, around 55% and speaking 7.5. But it's the most affordable aviation program, probably, in terms of studying abroad. It costs under 60 lakh for 2 year diploma at Keyano College. You are also correct. For the PCM students, it's environment tech that we currently have. We are also launching programs in cybersecurity. But there are many students who wanted to do CS, and I explained to them to shift away from the traditional programming and coding related programs to a more modern day sense program where there's more relevance in terms of where they are going and what they want to study. So there are a lot of students from the CSIT background that have taken up the program, and they are very very happy with it. So yeah.
That's great. That's great. So, students, if you have any query, I'll take up calls after the show, or our team will assist you, because I want this show should be informative so that we can get maximum information from Sahil. So that is why I'm not taking calls right now, because that information what we want to give to the student is really really important. And students, so the main city where you can land is Edmonton, and it's just 4 hours away from Edmonton. And accommodation is also provided in some cases. If you get your visa early, then you can definitely take accommodation in Kano College. And the entry requirement is also, how much is percentage required, like overall 50% is required.
Yeah, so overall, if the student has an eligibility of 50%, you can apply for most of the programs. It's only nursing, and we also have a BSc nursing program that's collaborated with one of the top universities in the world, जहाँ पर आप 3 साल क्यानो में पढ़ते हैं, fourth year you study at University of Alberta. बस इन दो programs को आप छोड़ दें तो most of the programs have an eligibility of 50 to 55%.
Okay, so that is great.
And before we round this off, Jasmeet ji, first of all, I want to say a big thank you to you and to Landmark Immigration for helping students come to Canada and assisting them for all this time. Landmark Immigration is going to be conducting fairs in the last week of April, to assist students for the fall intake. 24th April, I believe, is when you're organizing, having that fair in
Start
Chandigarh.
from 21st April. So
Yeah.
21st April we have Karnal, 24th April we have Chandigarh, and then 25th Ludhiana, 26th is Jalandhar, 27th is Amritsar, and 29th is Vadodara. So team, we can, you can participate. And exciting news is Sahil is bringing an international representative to our fairs. So that's a big news. Yeah, Sahil, you can
Yeah.
share about that.
Yeah, so Rebecca Tate, my assistant registrar of admissions, is going to be joining me from Chandigarh onwards for the landmark fairs. Please book your appointments, reach out to your counselors. This is a one time opportunity. We are going to be doing on spot assessment, and if you fulfill the eligibility, you're going to be getting offer letters on the spot. This is a huge opportunity to interact with the person who's been at Keyano for so many years, assisted so many students, and not just from an admissions point of view, but just to know more about life at Keyano College and more about Fort McMurray in general. So we'll be starting with Chandigarh from the 24th of April, and we would love to have students come to our desk and we assist them and also provide them with on-spot assessment. So thank you so much for that as well. Just
Thank you so much, Sahil, for taking out time from your busy schedule and giving us very, very important information. And hopefully, we will have a lot of students for Kano College. Thank you so much.
thank you so much, Jasmeet ji. Pleasure talking to you, and thank you so much to the Landmark team. See you at the April fairs, everyone. Thank you
Yeah,
so much.
thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.